I'm alive. Yes,
You?
mate. Happy Friday, mate. Happy Friday evening.
Yeah, you all good? Enjoying the old darts?
Loving it. Loving it. I'm all in fact it's taken one eye off the footy a little bit. But that's
What?
all right. But yeah, no, all good. Other than obviously Leicester being cancelled yesterday and gonna get cancelled. Well, has been cancelled for the weekend as well. So
Yeah, it's dry not being able to watch your team for a couple of weeks.
yeah, it's it's also obviously gonna make this weekend very interesting with four games cancelled. Yes, Matt.
Okay, you know?
And now straight onto the darts. Yeah, no pod has surfaced, but needless to say, it's all in on the darts at the moment.
Yeah. I didn't realise how long that first round goes on for, man. It's such a long tournament, isn't it?
I know, like that. Yeah, like this afternoon, that session in was so long in it. Like we're just squeezing this pod in between the two sessions of the day. But yeah, and obviously there's no game tonight, so we don't have to worry about it closing or anything.
Yeah.
Should we get into it? Do you wanna share your screen?
Yeah.
You smashed it again, innit? Fuck's
Wow.
sake.
I didn't want to say anything, but since you brought it up,
It's
I've fucking murdered it.
Mate, fair play, man. Fair play. Like you are on it this season.
I think I'm top 50k now at the moment. But to be honest, I thought that I had a unbelievable week, but there was still quite a few 70s and 80s about. So, but yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, like it's like a lot of teams I saw were kind of sort of mid 60s or.
Yeah, you didn't take any minus, did you?
No.
Yeah, so 76. You got to be happy with that, isn't it? Other than losing, like how are we looking on the old standings? 10-7.
10-7. I mean, I'm glad we did the head-to-head because if I do win this, it would be a bit of a miracle, to be fair. Because we're back to 100 points again. Oh no, 110 points now. So that's the biggest gap between us. And the only reason, really, why I've won as many head-to-heads as I have is because you've had 2 or 3 weeks where you've taken like -12 or -8.
Yeah.
It's just completely killing my theory that to not take many minus because it's certainly paid off for you.
I've been very this week. I think I got pretty lucky. I mean, I didn't have any last minute COVID problems and everyone in my team either scored clean sheet or assist. So I think it's pretty rare that you're going to get that. So the squad's looking good.
Yeah, I'm not saying exactly we have the same team, and this is the thing that there wasn't a lot of the points were very similar. I noticed because of the fact that a lot of people have similar teams, but obviously where my only regret, and it is a big one, is that I didn't bring in Watkins, and I didn't do what everyone else was doing. Bring in Watkins for a -4, even though I looked at it, I knew it was a good idea, but I didn't do it, so that cost me. With the -4, it cost me 7 points, so I would have been in the 80s. So it's a bit annoying.
It's a weird one, Watkins, because when I put him in, I thought that he was going to be a bit of a differential because he hasn't really done. He's been better recently, but he's not done anything to warrant him being the most transferred in striker, which he is at the moment.
No, that is true. But at the same time, I was looking because I did my one transfer this week, and I was looking. Who was I taking out? Benteke. Don't even get me started. But I was taking them out, and I was looking for any striker options that made sense, any other than Watkins. And I was really trying. I was looking at the fixtures, and there's not that many to choose from, really. And then B, not he just has much better fixtures than anyone else by a mile. So it's not surprising, but with all these cancelled games, it is making the second half of the season more and more interesting because there's going to be a lot of double game weeks and a lot more points to play for than there would have been.
There's probably a lot of people that have used chips already that are thinking, I wish I saved that for later on because you're going to need them.
Yeah, I think Dom's actually went quite well. Triple captain on Salah when he had a good
triple captains, and not too bad. You can get away with using that at any point, really. I think it's the bench boost and the free hit are the ones, isn't there, that you really got to be careful with.
Yeah. But even triple captain on say Son, if he's playing twice in a week, You know he's going to play both games. So even that, I'm basically pinning all my hopes on that, and hoping that by the time we get through this sort of Christmas period and all these bloody COVID infections, it'll be much more possible to pick a lot of differentials than it is now. It's just difficult now. Like, there's not enough players playing consistently.
I know. I was looking at. I don't need to make a change. We'll see in a minute. But I was thinking, who can I? Because the West Ham game's off. I was like, maybe this is my chance to get rid of Antonio. And then I'm flicking through, and I'm like, well, I've got everyone that is I would already want, and then everyone else that's debatable hasn't got a game anyway. So it's just I guess you didn't really, unless you've got a lot of players from those teams that have been cancelled. There's no real need to make too many transfers if you're. I mean, this is another reason I say I'm lucky. I've the majority of my team is Arsenal, City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, and they've been the ones that have been unaffected.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the same for a lot of people.
It should be, because their fixtures were really good, so you'd imagine most people would have them.
Yeah. But obviously, because on the flip side, none of them are going to have double game weeks, so or as things stand, so that's gonna mean that those players are not going to be so useful once we get to those.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick gander then at your team, because Jota was the other big shout on it.
And then obviously Salah went off early last night, didn't he? About 70 minutes. So after that, I was really hoping that Jota could nail another one home. But one thing I've noticed about Jota is that he doesn't get bonus points hardly ever.
And he's sort of like a bit of a predator, isn't it? He doesn't really get involved in the build-up so much. He just sort of hangs around the 6-yard box sort of thing.
Yeah. So once everyone's back and there's no COVID issues, for me, it's just a short-term one for now. But he is a good option at the moment. Foden obviously got us. Well, the Man City game got us off to a cracking start because we both had Foden, didn't we?
Yeah.
Goal and assist. I had Diaz, whereas most people had Cancelo, so that was a 1-up.
Yeah.
And then Villa was obviously on the same night. So I think I started the game week with 30 odd points after the first night.
Yeah. Foden, there was one moment where he got caught offside. He scored a goal from a tap in, and he was just offside, but it was like a square pass to him.
Yeah.
That was so annoying because I just don't get it. As a
at that level.
Yeah, exactly. As a very average striker, not even a very poor striker. It's that is the one thing that I would make sure. Do you know what I mean? I don't.
You know that it's coming, so it's just a matter of.
That's all you got to do. That's your only job is to stay behind the ball. That's it. People. I guess you get too excited about getting a goal and forget about it.
I think he's one. Obviously, he's a bit more expensive than Bernardo. It's hard to tell really out of those two who is the better value. Obviously, I'm not going to bother wasting a transfer on changing it. But if I didn't have either of them, I'd probably still be tempted with Bernardo. Just because Foden, there's certain parts of his game which he could still improve on. Like you said, that one there is just a bit of immaturity, cost him a goal.
But I think if he does play, it's just that he hasn't been playing that consistently, and it chops and changes so much with City. As we said this before, innit? But one player will go on a little run for 4 or 5 games, and then it will transfer to someone else. So I'm hoping that Bernardo might take a bit of a downturn, but it was a bit of a comeback game for KDB as well, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that strike. You if someone said to you after that goal that there would be another strike better this week, you wouldn't believe it. And then obviously Trent scored that absolute slammer last night. Fairly
I
similar.
haven't seen it actually.
You've seen it? Oh mate, makes such a good noise when it hits in that.
Is it? Yeah. No, I need to check that after this. But thank God I had him at least I jumped on his train early enough.
Yeah, KDB is an interesting one though. I think he's at 11.8 though. He's a bit on the expensive side when, like you said, you never know who's going to play. And I think he's got to that point in his career now where like if there's any slight worry about him, they're just not going to risk playing him like 90 minutes.
Yeah, but like I think, did you see? I think he said in the post match he basically said that COVID had affected him like quite a lot.
Oh, okay.
And so he hasn't really felt like himself, and he's saying that now he feels like he's proper like shaking it off. So
Yeah, he
like,
was running around like a madman.
yeah, and I think like we know that Salah and Mane aren't going to be in a couple of weeks' time. They're going to be out of action. So then your choices are going to be like in terms of high value. You've obviously got like Son around there, but then you've got like Bruno, or him. So I think we'll start seeing KDB in a lot more teams in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah,
probably a good idea to jump on it. Sooner rather than later. Yeah.
They've still got a really good run, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah. So you look at that, like, so when Salah and Mane go, they'll have that Chelsea at home game, which
But then
is a bit tough. But then after that, they'll have a nice little run.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a cushy run, isn't it?
Yeah, none of the cancelled fixtures have been rearranged yet, have they?
Not that I've seen. No, I don't know what I haven't even seen them really debated like where they're going to squeeze it in. I guess there's so many like conundrums with cup fixtures and everything else. They have to just really wait and see what happens before they can confirm anything.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that they might try and do like, was it the United game or like a game during the Carabao Cup like fixtures?
Yeah,
but surely they would have announced that by now.
Yeah, and if they do that, they surely have to. That's not going to be a game week on its own, is it? They have to just tag that onto another week of like another game week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. They will be tagged on because I don't think they're allowed to create any more to add on any additional game weeks. It has to be just doubles basically.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Let's have it.
Yeah, sorry. The only thing that didn't work out for me was obviously Dennis got cancelled, but I think a lot of people have got him now, so it didn't really make any difference. So
no, not at all. Not at all. You
ended up with Smith Rowe came on and scored, so that was handy as well.
Yeah. That was a nice goal. It's like you ended up with 11 players as well. I was down to 10 by the end of it.
Oh, we?
Yeah.
Should I have a look at yours?
Yeah, have a little look. But yeah, if I just got Watkins in, man, so that would have been another 11 points. I would have got what, 88? What did I get? 76.
Yeah.
So I would have got 87. That is annoying because that strike force is pathetic. But apart from that, it's good. Like, Tomiyasu is doing well. Like gets up there for bonuses as well. It's quite consistent.
Yeah, he had 3 bonus points like at the end, but it must have changed. They changed it to Fabianski got the 3 and you got the 2. But yeah, still good going. He gets quite a few bonus points.
Yeah, we were saying it's a bit weird that he got any bonus points considering he didn't score or assist in a 2-0 win. You'd think it would go to.
And it's not like we were defending for our lives, like we were in control of the game, so he didn't really have to do like too many like last minute blocks or anything like that, which I expect would earn you like bonus points. You just have to stand the game.
He gets forward a lot though, doesn't he? Like a fair bit. And he was quite heavily involved in that sick counter attack goal.
Class.
Yeah. But yeah, not much else to say really. Like, Dennis just adds to yet another striker I brought in. Who
you literally curse him, don't you?
I think I think that's the 4th striker. How many game weeks we had? Like 16, and that's the 4th striker I've transferred in who didn't end up featuring that game week.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. That is nuts. Like, let alone all the ones that haven't actually performed, like bloody Antonio and Benteke.
Yeah.
Fucking useless.
I haven't seen the highlights from the Chelsea game, but like we were chatting about it when I said that they had like 80% possession and about 20 shots, and they could only get a 1-1 draw. So they've gone off. They seem to be struggling without. I think maybe Lukaku must be going. Did he have COVID? Because he wasn't even in the squad last night. He's come back, like played the odd few minutes. And now he wasn't even in the squad, so I don't really know what's going on there.
I don't actually know. I'm not sure. They haven't been very clear, have they? Was it illness or was it an actual injury? I don't know.
I couldn't see because he wasn't even in the squad. Like on flash scores, I couldn't see what the issue was. But James is turning out to be a bit of a bonus points machine, isn't he? I mean, he conceded and he still ended up with 8 points. So
yeah, what did he get? An assist? Yeah,
assist and 3 bonus. Yeah,
yeah. I was saying it was actually quite good that they conceded because
really good.
yeah, exactly. Rudiger and Alonso, and I suppose there's probably a few Mendy's as well.
Mendy's, yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, nah, not much else to say really. Have a little look at the Foxes and Fantasy League, and then we'll get into our teams.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty. Yeah, Matt's had a good week, so we might as well start with him. What have you changed your team name, Matt? Have you always been Swindon Windows Limited? I noticed that the other day.
I think it's been a while that he's had that. I think I don't know. But yeah, it's just similar teams again, isn't it? But obviously, yeah, he's on. That Bernardo 1 point is going to have affected a lot of people.
He went off at half time, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I thought at the time it was just maybe getting rested because they were already a couple of goals up, were they? But he's obviously clearly got something, slight muscle injury. So yeah, maybe traditionally, if they're any, I've noticed with City players, even if they're on a 75%, they don't often start. Like we had Foden a few weeks, didn't we? 75%, he never started. So
there's a thing. Well, yeah, they've got so many to choose from. It's like, why? Yeah, I would have been surprised. So that is it. Yeah, he's probably. Well, I'd be interested to see if he's among the most transferred out because a lot of people, I guess, we'll see 75%. We'll think he'll probably play.
Yeah,
and he's been on such good form, but I wonder. But then, there's not many players to pick from today. This week with only 6 games. So
just looking at Matt's team, he's going to have a good team for this week because he's got similar to me. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. Villa are playing, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who Norwich. They were playing West Ham, weren't they? So he wouldn't be about, but he's got Cancelo there, so he can field the whole team. So that's looking pretty strong.
I think like nearly everyone by now will probably have 2 Liverpool, 2 Chelsea, 2 City. I'm trying to think if I do.
Yeah, you got 2 City. You've got 2.
Yeah, I got 2 of each. Yeah, I think it'll be the same for most. And then I guess it depends who you've got outside of that. Like a few would have brought in Maddison over the last few weeks. Obviously, I brought in Barnes, so there'll be a few. But yeah, not many. Was this? Sorry, was Spurs? No, Spurs hasn't been called off this weekend, has it?
Yeah,
it has.
Wait, who have they got? Hang on a minute. Oh no, yeah, they've got Liverpool.
Yeah, nah, it hasn't yet.
No.
But they obviously they will want to play that because if not, it's starting to get a bit silly how many games they've got to catch up. They're already 3 behind.
I'm hoping that there isn't going to be any more cancelled now, considering they made that decision, like that 4 of them were cancelled all at the same time, just to give a bit more clarity. So I'm thinking I'm sure all of these will go ahead, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think the Leicester Spurs game is called off more because of Leicester than because of Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. God knows what they're going to be like in that though. Like after a few weeks of it, and also you don't know who had it, who didn't, like who's had it bad, who's recovered straight away.
No, they're not revealing any of that, are they?
No.
You could argue that they've had more time to prepare, but I guess they've still been preparing for the games that have been cancelled, but obviously hoping that they're going to go ahead anyway. So it's not really working out in their favour, even if they've had a little rest. I think you'd rather be playing every week and getting some momentum and keep going, wouldn't you?
Yeah. If not, well, yeah, you're just going to end up with like a crazy schedule in the second half, and yeah, like KDB is taking him, like he said, it's taking him this long to feel normal again. Like you don't know, like there was Saint Maximan, wasn't there, last season? Took him ages. So you just don't know what impact it's going to have. If it's gone through your whole squad like that, then yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah. This is Dom's team.
Yeah, so Dom ended up with 10 men, but his 3 Chelsea defenders. Sorry,
S21.
Bloody Alexa. Yeah, like those three defenders, Chelsea defenders, haven't really been working out for him recently.
No, I don't think they've got a clean sheet in quite a while now. But yeah, Rudiger obviously got the 2 assists the other week,
That's the
and
thing. Like Rudiger or James, I suppose, can still get you the points, but
Mendy, yeah, that's quite a chunk of money used up on a
yeah.
keep.
It's just like looking through everyone's teams, just everyone.
I know.
Everyone brought in Watkins, and I'm just like, for fuck's sake, what was I doing?
There's only like one or two players different between every team, pretty much, isn't there?
This is the thing. This is the thing. So, like, look at our league. I think the points for this week. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously you smashed it, but it's pretty much
the same, isn't it?
like, yeah, everyone's like either high 60s to sort of mid 70s, and got because there's only a couple of players variation, but. I mean, even more so for this week with only 4 games, and it's going to be fucking.
Everyone's going to get the same points, aren't they? Because even like, okay, Page has got a few differentials here, like Laporte.
Yeah, but they're still the same. Yeah, same.
Just like the Diaz or Cancelo, isn't it? So
yeah, unless like I said, unless a defender scores or something, then you've got like, yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah, Page says hey. So yeah, Page is watching. Yes, mate. Yeah, so I'm just looking at it, like over the next few weeks, basically until Jan. This is what it's going to be like. But then, yeah, when that World Cup comes into play, like maybe there'll be because everybody will have the same team. So if you get on it early, you could end up with a very different team to like everyone else. They could still be decent and have a lot of double fixtures to play. Do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. But that's going to be, it's going to have to be like your Ronaldos or Kane or Son, like those sorts of players who can produce, but like just haven't been.
I think you're still taking a chance, aren't you, that they're going to recapture their form?
Yeah, but like I say, like obviously Chelsea going to be missing for 2 games. You're going to have no Salah and that for a bit anyway. So it's almost like the perfect opportunity to do that and to roll the dice. So, but over the next few weeks, may as well just accept the fact that everybody's going to be captaining Salah. Everyone's going to have the same team, so it's going to be like, I'm just thinking, might as well not take any minus points because that's probably going to be
exactly. Yeah, I'm quite happy to coast for a few weeks until we get to January. Then go from there. Bit unlucky, he had White on. Well, yeah, he's got White last on the bench there, so he could have maybe come on. But yeah, pretty good week. Page, Billy. How similar is this going to be? Yeah. What is there to say, really?
I mean, I was just late bringing in Dennis by like 1 or 2 weeks. Late bringing in Watkins by 1 or 2 weeks. So I'm just now like, what's the point? I've already missed the boat on these big scores, and now I'm just going to get the same as everyone else. But it's unavoidable. This is the thing. It's like it's basically unavoidable at the moment. Like
that Kanate had a good game last night with Van Dijk out.
Did he?
Not sure how long Van Dijk's illness. So yeah, could miss a couple of games potentially.
Yeah.
Matip's 4.9 as well, and that's cheap if you're looking to get a third Liverpool player in. Could be worth it.
Yeah. I think that Kanate, Don might have had him for a little while, but like, yeah, he's looked decent whenever I see him. But obviously, when they're fit, what is it? It's Van Dijk and Gomez. Oh, Greg ended up on 59. He was struggling. I saw Greg's points after like a few games, and it was like so low.
How was it?
But he did all right in the end.
This is now.
Yeah, Perns is a bit more affected by the cancellations. Like ended up with 9 men. Quang got taken off after like 15 minutes or something. He got injured.
Yeah,
did actually start. But then it's a bit more unlucky on the COVID front. Basically, that's all. That's the only difference. Just have a look at Greg's and then we'll move on. 59. Yeah, he's got Ings as a differential who might start soon, I think.
I think so, yeah, because Watkins has played a lot, which could be doubly good if Watkins does get a rest and then Ings comes in.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they start playing as a 2, but then I guess I don't know. Like, I guess it's been going quite well as it is for Stevie.
Yeah.
So maybe you won't want to change it. And then it's just who you've got in the midfield: Rafinha, Gallagher, and obviously there's a few other options at that price, but that's like everyone's even got Mount now as well, isn't it? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have scored a few last night as well.
All right, let's have a look how your team's.
Yeah, so I just made the one transfer, and yeah, it was obviously the one free transfer, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to start him or not yet. But I took Livramento out just because he's definitely going to go down in price, and they're on a bit of a shit run now. I think it's time for him to go. Brought Tierney in. He seems to have cemented his place back in the team, and he's getting, he's always good for a little assist, and we're still pretty strong defensively. And we got Leeds, so.
Yeah, Leeds aren't scoring many, are they? Without Bamford.
No. But I noticed that we're second in the table if you just take home games, but away we're like bottom half of the league and concede quite a few.
Really?
So and I'm not so optimistic, but on paper, yeah, I mean City absolutely destroyed them, didn't they? So
yeah, I was just thinking actually, I forgot to say that City game is kind of nuts, isn't it? Because 7 goals and there's not actually many fantasy points flying around because everyone's got the same fucking team. So, and obviously, but like KDB would have been a big one.
Yeah.
Like who has Mahrez would have been pretty decent.
Yeah.
But like no one has any of these players.
No, and it was like I knew it was going to. You're copying me, mate. You're making these transfers as I'm saying them, and then making out that I've copied you somehow.
But yeah, same as you. I'm gonna have just scrape together an 11. You've got a sub, which is a big advantage over me actually, because I think I've literally got a bare 11. So if anyone doesn't play, I'm fucked.
Do you want to have a look at yours? Not really much more to say on mine, other than they're all basically playing away from home this week. But
yeah, same. Well, let's see how similar our teams are now. Like it's gonna be basically the same, innit? Okay, yeah. So the early transfer was Watkins. For
he's not. I'm gonna put him on the bench now. Then.
Yeah. Watkins for Benteke fucking finally, but then my differential, I guess, would be Reguilon. Which home to Liverpool is by no means ideal.
At least you can field a team though.
Yeah, exactly. At least I can field a team. It's not a disaster. It's going to be the same as everyone else's pretty much. But I mean, if I was to take a -4 for Reguilon, who have they?
I think they've got a few fixtures after this, haven't they? That are all right.
Yeah, exactly. Palace at home, Southampton, Watford. So it might be worth just keeping him in this week, just for those. And also, no one's gonna. Well, he's still at 12%, but he's gonna have dropped even more probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much else to say really on that. Let's have a look at the most transferred in. Sorry, this stupid system. Ramsdale.
Every week he's the most transferred in.
Yeah. By the way, Matt will probably get pissed off if I don't show you. So he's saying apparently does it actually tell you what day you made the transfers on transfer history?
No, I don't think so. Does it? I don't know if it does. I've never seen that, but I also made it 2 days ago, I think. So it's going to be down to minutes and hours if you can prove that.
But yeah, I mean, Tierney's up there. Gabriel, he gets up there from set pieces, doesn't he?
Martinelli's been whipping in some delightful. Well, he might be another one as well to consider if you haven't got an Arsenal pack. He's only 5.2, but he's been on corners as well, and he's been putting some absolute delights in there. So
yeah, he must be in there.
I think I saw him maybe near the bottom of the
near the bottom.
You got a few. You could take your pick in there: Martinelli, Odegaard, or Smith Rowe, or Saka. They're all basically the same price.
Thing is, Smith Rowe's been on the bench recently, Ali. So when he comes back in, who's going to drop out?
I think he'll start against Leeds, and Odegaard will drop to the bench.
Odegaard, but he's scored a couple in it lately. Well,
but he probably needs a little rest, maybe.
Yeah,
we've been playing quite like aggressive pressing, so they are going to be pretty fucked.
Maddison is on the list, which bit of a sly one for those people.
People doing their transfers too early.
Yeah, Josh Advani's had Broha in for a while.
Yeah, I was reading about. He scored I've seen the scout, I think, saying he scored 4 in 6. I hadn't even noticed him. Is that right? Has he scored that many?
Hang on, sorry. I can't. He scored. Nah, maybe including the cup. Maybe in I don't know the League Cup.
He has scored 4. Okay, yeah.
He scored 4 in total. Yeah. But yeah, 12 points. He got a goal and an assist and bonus against Palace. So 5.1. That's a bit of a differential at the moment. Yeah. Ronaldo. I guess that was bigger. A lot of these must have been before the games were cancelled.
I mean, they are going to have some really tasty double game weeks, isn't there? And you'd think as well, by the time that they come round, Rangnick will have got them sorted out and they'll be flying. So, their double game weeks are going to be probably pretty key for a bench boost.
It's a little bit boring at the moment, just having such similar teams like everyone, and on top of that, the same captain choice from everyone.
That's what I was about to say. Are you going to stick with Salah away to Spurs? Because I'm tempted to put Watkins.
I was considering Foden.
Okay.
I was considering Foden. He would be a bit of a risk. But like Newcastle are pretty shocking, aren't they? So
the other one I was considering actually was Cancelo, because he didn't play the last game, so he's definitely going to be playing this game. And said Maximan went off injured, didn't he? I think with hamstring problems, so he's not going to be back for this game. So then, he was the only one carrying the fight against, who was it they were playing?
Liverpool.
Yeah. And
I saw a little clip of him doing keepy ups or the fucking wing.
Yeah.
I love him, man. Yeah, he's sick.
Yeah.
But that could be a very good chance of a clean sheet and an assist or something there for him. I prefer the look of Man City's fixture, but then again, you don't know what Tottenham There's a good chance that Tottenham aren't going to be at it really, and with Liverpool, it doesn't really make a difference who they play. So I was tempted to stick with the safe option, but I don't know. It is getting a bit boring.
I think I might just mix it up this week, to be honest, just so we've got something to talk about. But if the City that beat Leeds turn up, then they're going to absolutely smash them, aren't they? So it's only the fact that if that was a home fixture, you'd probably definitely put in a City player captain, wouldn't you? I don't think it doesn't really matter for City if they're home or away. So I think I'm going to put it out there now. I'm going to risk it between either Cancelo or Watkins. I'm not going to captain Salah.
Why wouldn't you go for Foden? Just because there's a risk he won't start?
Yeah, I think so. Just because Cancelo, I'm sure, is going to start after having a cheeky rest through the suspension. That's the only reason.
Matt's put Lacazette with a laughing emoji, but Lacazette would actually potentially be a good shout, is it? Now that Aubameyang sort of
he's only 8.3, so he's the same as all these other boys, and he's going to be starting because we obviously haven't got any other strikers. He's on pens. Obviously, he missed the one in midweek, but that's the first one that he's missed for us. So he'll be on pens. He gets a few assists, probably more than goals.
I've got 3 Arsenal players at the moment. That's the only the only issue.
I think there's better value in the Arsenal team, isn't there?
Yeah. But yeah, then like it doesn't look like they're actually going to cancel any game weeks, does it? They're just going to plow on with whatever teams have got a squad, basically.
Yeah, I mean the ones that have already missed a game, so they'll have missed 2. I think surely they'll be back next week, but maybe the ones that this is their first game off. So maybe how many games have you had lost?
2 now, as of from
this weekend it'll be 2.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, like it's kind of nuts that like none of Chelsea, City, or Liverpool have been affected by it, and they'll be loving that with like obviously Champions League and stuff in the second half of the season.
exactly. Yeah.
They definitely won't want any rearranged fixtures if they can avoid it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I say, I think it's just like it is what it is at the moment. We've got the same team. Matt's saying he's got the same team. There's only bloody 5 fixtures this weekend. It's just not ideal. It's not what Christmas is meant to be about.
Oh, well, I remember what did you call this episode? I was cracking up earlier. It was the alliteration, but I forgot it now.
I'm going a bit overboard on the alliteration at the moment, but yeah, like ominous Omicron.
Ominous Omicron, yeah.
It is though, because it's like you just don't know. Like, I mean, it's in general, you don't know what the fuck's going on, but especially when it comes to footy as well, it's like what team's gonna have an outbreak next, and are they gonna keep letting fans in the stadium, and are they gonna have a fucking little break? I don't know. It's just mental, isn't it, at the moment?
It is. I don't understand. Well, I can sort of understand why some of them haven't got double jab, because they probably think they're young and fit and they don't need it.
Yeah,
I don't really understand what the issue is. Like, obviously, there's going to be some people that are affected worse than others, but you've got 20. How many? Is it 25-man squad in the Premier League?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're positive but you've not got any symptoms, like, is it that much of a risk for professional athletes to not be playing? Like,
I saw Goldbridge saying that yesterday.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, he was making that exact same point. But I don't know with that. I don't know. Like, in a way, it sort of makes sense, but in another way, like, it's like that's kind of like completely against everything that we've been told.
That's the thing, isn't it? They're role models, and they can't be seen to like be, if we're all having to do,
because there's a good chance that a lot of them are symptomless or whatever, and they're just because they're testing like every day, they're going to testing, so they're coming up, and especially if there's this, like, if there's an outbreak, they'll test positive, but they might be feeling absolutely fine. But like, fucking, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Matt's saying, you have to wonder if top 3 don't have COVID issues because they're more switched on with COVID shit as they're fighting for the title. Everyone's just going to a pub on a Sunday. I don't know about that. Like, I reckon that, compared to what all the protocols they were taking at one point, it's probably pretty lax, or it's been, the same as the rest of the country. Like, it just it felt like there was still a lot of cases flying around, but it sort of felt like everything was sort of getting back to normal.
Yeah. This is the mistake that we made last time around.
Yeah. This is nuts. This is nuts at the moment, though. Like, yeah. We'll just have to see what happens. But for the next couple of game weeks, it's just, it's just a bit shit. It's just a bit shit.
I got so depressed with it. Well, not depressed with it, but like so sick of it all the other night. I just typed it on Google, when will COVID end? It like actually comes up as as you start typing it, it recommends it. And like, most people now are saying like 2023 is looking like the most realistic, like, short, like, amount of time to reach.
Mate, it's gonna be years. It's gonna. That's
what we were saying, me and you last night. Like, if there's going to be more mutations, and I'm not like a science buff or anything. So if there's any scientists watching, please let me know. But with mutations, I guess there's as much chance that the next mutation can be more severe than the last, or equally not as severe, or is it a case of over time they become only less severe?
No, I think it can be in any which way.
Yeah.
yeah, it can be in any which way. Although I think generally they probably try and, well, I don't know. That's probably wrong. I don't fucking know, but like, I think it's more likely that it'll be worse than better. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Pernell saying good job. The darts is on. Exactly, mate.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm gonna get to it very shortly.
We got Peter Wright tonight, is it? Is he tonight?
Is he? I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I think he might be. Yeah, I think he might be. But yeah, 100%. The darts fantasy is going well, by the way. I don't like it, it's pretty budget, but yeah, no, it's decent. I think next year, hopefully, we can get some more people involved and have a bit of a buy-in and stuff, and then maybe do some content around it if there's enough people actually playing. I was just looking. This is the first week of the year that I've broken to the top mil.
Nice.
So there's a bit of I got 130,000 for the week with 76. So you must be with 89. You must be for the week.
For the week, yeah, I was 6,000.
6,000.
Yeah.
If I just fucking brought in Watkins, I would have been like, I would have had like 2 points less than you. So yeah, never mind. I got to stop moaning about that. It's just these things are starting to add up and starting to piss me off. Like I've maintained I've kept my cool. Do you know what I mean? I kept my lid during some tough times this season, but and I'm hanging on to the hope of all the double game weeks and stuff. That's what's keeping me going, because there's been a couple of throw the toys out the pram moments recently. I'm starting to lose it. But there you go, the top mil, bit of motivation to keep going.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah, there's still things to play for.
I just seen Joyce only got me 7 points earlier.
Yeah, mate, Joyce. Yeah, because he only won 3-2 in the end, didn't it? So
he should have won 3-0, man.
Yeah, and no plus 100 checkouts either, is it?
He's a cock as well. Like, I didn't really like. I remembered after, because I knew that I like when I chose him that I remembered him from somewhere, but I couldn't think why. He's the Tetris guy, isn't he? Where's the fucking
yeah. I quite like that, to be fair. Matt saying I might even
bit random.
I might even watch the darts myself, mate. You should get on it. Like, you're missing out. Generally,
yeah, you're missing out, Matt.
The drama, you don't understand the levels of drama until you engross yourself in what's going on. You know what I mean? But yeah, speaking of drama, and we'll leave it there. And hopefully next week we'll have some more games and some more things to talk about. Thing is, like, there's not much point taking minuses now either, is there? Until you get to Jan, because then you've got a wild card and like. I don't know. I can't see my team changing very much until then.
Just before we go, just have a quick look at the fixtures for next week, just because I'm interested to see are we all going to end up with similar sort of teams again, or is there like some fixtures where if teams, so Liverpool's still got good fixtures, Chelsea not bad, Arsenal good,
Man City decent, really.
Yeah, there's just United really, but against Newcastle maybe if they're back.
But yeah, I said there's only 2 more game weeks after this until Jan.
Yeah,
and then obviously one on the 1st of Jan, and that's gonna be wildcard time for me. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 game weeks. Where it's probably going to be a bit samey, but yeah, it should get more interesting after that.
Yeah, basically just don't bother watching any more of our pods. Just come back in a month.
yeah. I mean, I look forward to seeing everyone's scores this week. Whether it's going to be, I might beat someone by 2 points, or they might beat me by 4 points. Who knows? It's good for the head-to-heads, though. I suppose. Literally, it's going to be like relying on like one player to win you it, basically.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Enjoy the darts. Everyone. Enjoy the weekend.